But let's move on to the opposite of a disappointment team, a very impressive team that we predicted. We can't get enough. We can't say enough of that. We knew they were going to be in the playoffs. We're smart guys. We were smart once. But it's the Pacers. This has been strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
Strictly ball business.
I like that video.
Shit.
You know, they're wonderful right now. They're the 4th seed in the East, 12-9. They have a very comparable offense. They're sitting in the middle on a lot of their team stats with rebounding, offense, defense. Do you think they should go into tank mode where they're like, you know what? We don't have enough talent. Let's trade away Buddy Hield. Let's trade away Turner. Let's trade away these large assets that people want. Try to get some more picks and try to come back. Or do you think they should make a win now move and push their success further?
I mean, I think I'd rather see them do a win now move and try to just see the success go further, because they've got some good young guys. Realistically, if they continue doing what they're doing, even if they traded Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, I still feel like they'd win some games. They might not make the playoffs, but they're not going to end up with a top 5 pick. So I don't know if there's really a point to gutting the team. I'd just rather see this out, see if they can continue to play hard. And the only way I'm trading Miles Turner in the future is if he tells me he doesn't want to play here anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing great. So I think this is a career high for him. He's 17 points per game. I mean, he's playing great. He's wonderful. Still lower on the rebounds, but good to do.
Yeah, but I think he wanted to just have a bigger role anywhere, and I think he's fine with that being in Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, he seems happy. I mean, he's had some excitable tweets I've seen where he's pretty good, where he's happy where he's at, happy what they're doing. I mean, of course, he's the vet too. He's the vet on this team.
Yeah,
which is super nice to see.
And he's still young. Like they could really accelerate here with a guy like Tyrese Halliburton getting better and just being an excellent facilitator, making his teammates better. I'd like to keep around a guy like Buddy Hield who can make shots. I don't know. Is he a free agent after this year?
I think so. I didn't look at his contract. I didn't look at his contract.
If he's a free agent, maybe you trade him, but I don't know. He's a decent role player, and obviously Benedict Mathurin, if you can give him more minutes, I think that's great. But he's already gained plenty, I suppose, and he'll just continue to get better.
So, I agree. Buddy Hield
should be back soon.
Buddy Hield has another year on his contract. After this year, he's another one. So it's not expiring. He's a year left. So I think. So I was looking at this roster. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do think they should continue. I don't think this is one of those cases where they're rushing the rebuild. I think they clearly hit on Chris Duarte. They hit on Mathurin. O'Shea Brissett was a great pickup. Jalen Smith is still kind of up in the air, but obviously Tyrese Halliburton's right now the best playmaker in the NBA, averaging almost 12 assists a game.
Yeah,
guy's insane.
Yeah,
so
to like almost no turnovers sometimes too.
Yeah, he's also leading the NBA in assists and assist turnover ratio.
Yep, exactly.
Which is insane, just outrageous. But so I was looking at it. They don't have a guy scoring over 20 points per game average. No, they have 2 guys averaging 19, and that's Halliburton and Mathurin. Then Miles is averaging 17. So I'm like, they need an offensive scorer. They need a really good guy. I think their defense between Halliburton, Duarte plays good defense. They got some defensive guys. Obviously, Turner's a defensive player of the year candidate when he wants to be. I think they have enough talent there. I think I put up a trade. This is retaining shooters like Buddy Hield, Duarte, and Mathurin. It's kind of it's an iffy package. But maybe this team's open into it because maybe they just want to rebuild from the ground up. And Turner's shooting 38% from 3 on 4 threes, by the way, which is pretty. Also, that was my most impressive thing about him this year. So they are calling up the Bulls, and the Pacers are like, "Hey, Bulls, listen, we'll give you T.J. McConnell, we'll give you Daniel Tice, we'll give you O'Shea Brissett, Chris Duarte, and 2 first-round picks." There's protections on the left below. It's a lottery protected, and then a top 5 protected first round pick for DeMar DeRozan. I think DeMar DeRozan. This is one of the very few teams that'll fit in where he's not the best at defense, but they can make it up on defense, and they have the shooting to support him. He's clearly he could be a number one scoring option on a really good team. We can see that. I think with a playmaker like Halliburton, it could only make it better, and a third tier scorer like Mathurin. Maybe not this year they make a good push, but I think in a year after this and two, that maybe they can get there. And I think DeMar DeRozan would be a great vet to have on this team, and I think he'd be a perfect fit.
Yeah, I mean, DeMar DeRozan is a fantastic player. He's got a few more good years left in him, I'm sure. So, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Why not? he would help out this team a ton, I think. I just worry, screw it. Do it. Why not?
Yeah, he's getting older. He has 2 years left on his contract. I see it. But we keep saying every year we say, oh, DeMar DeRozan, he's getting older. We haven't seen it. He just stays as good as he is. And we thought last year was going to be his peak year. Yeah, and he's just as good this year as he was last year. So, and he was getting MVP talks last year. So, you know what? Yeah. Fuck it. Just call him over. I don't think it's working out for the Bulls. I never thought him and Vucevic were a great fit anyway. So, I think this is it. I think you pull in a guy like DeMar DeRozan. Bulls, maybe they look at it, they're like, we get 2 first-round picks and 2 solid young guys in Duarte and Brissett. Might as well pull the trigger. And Duarte, we've talked about it. We think he can get up to maybe have a all-star, 1 or 2 all-star years in his career. He has that potential.
Yeah, it's essentially kicking down the can down the road, because the Bulls did the same thing when they traded Jimmy Butler for Zach LaVine, and then he became a star with them. Yeah. And then they, maybe do the same thing with DeMar for Duarte, and he'll become a star in a couple of years if he stays healthy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Duarte's injured right now, but I mean, it's fine. It's not a major injury. I think that would be great for them. Do you have any other players in mind that you think would be worth them going out there and trading for? I mean, everyone wants to say Bradley Beal, so we won't count him anymore. We just don't talk about Bradley Beal. It's not happening.
Yeah, he's never leaving Washington. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's lots of fringe options out there. Maybe they could get a Julius Randle, but I don't know how much that would do for them.
Yeah.
Maybe they could
interesting.
An athletic big, I think could do some good for them, but someone who's not better than Miles Turner. That way he still gets his shine.
Yeah. Do you think it's worth it to maybe do maybe when it comes down the road, do a swap still for Turner for Ayton? You think that's still worth it now, or you think with the success they've had, they just kind of say, that we're gonna try to fit someone into this team rather than try to build the team?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be maybe kind of a lateral move between the two. Overall, Ayton might be a better rebounder, but Miles Turner can shoot pretty well, so that's a nice thing to add on your team too. So kind of depends on what you want. If you just want to stick with the hometown guy, you're saying in Indiana, we're happy that he's happy to be here. I don't know, maybe stick with Miles Turner. He's not from Indiana before being drafted there, obviously, but he's been there for a good 6 years now, so he's got to have some sense of loyalty, maybe. Oh
yeah, for sure. You think John Collins would be a good fit? I mean, he's the hot topic for trades right now. You think? Yeah, I think he would be a good fit.
That'd be a good one. I think he would work out well there for sure.
And they provide him with all the spacing he needs too. John Collins, who's very active guy. Turner likes shooting threes, so it pulls him out more. Obviously, he's a better fit than Capella. Still not completely ideal. Both of them like some posting up and stuff, but I think that would be neat. I mean, he's young too. He also meets their timeline, so he can excel with them. So that's certainly
that'd be a good move. Yeah, John Collins is definitely a good one to look out for.
Yeah. Well, why don't you guys comment below? Who do you think the Pacers should look at, or do you even think they should be trying to win now? You think they should trade off these assets, still try to pick up 1 or 2 more young guys in the next few years, and then push for the playoffs? Comment below. Let us know that stuff.
All right, guys, that was strictly ball business, and we loved hearing you.